the replacement for the man who had a magic potion when it came to hiring? That's the question facing UTC today as news broke this morning that Chattanooga Athletic Director David Blackburn was stepping down. Replacing him on the interim level is Associate AD Scott Altizer. Now joining us live from the Times Free Press is Mocs beat writer Gene Henley. Gene first broke the story online this morning. After a 4-year run, Gene, of mostly success, it is not the story you expected to break, is it?
Not at all. And it's a situation where as things started to develop and I started to kind of talk to people and realize this was going to happen, I think my first emotion was kind of shock, kind of surprise. And I think that kind of speaks for a lot of people in that UTC fan base. There's a lot of people that are just surprised and stunned that this has all happened and kind of how it's happened and how it's transpired over the last 24 hours.
Gene, as one source described it to me, it has multiple layers and it's been building up for quite some time. How do you respond when you hear that?
True. I think it's a case where you kind of had a lot of different things going on behind the scenes to where it just really caused some negative tension between a lot of different people within that athletic department. I don't think it was necessarily a case of, it may or may not have been a case of two separate camps, but there was at least enough hard feelings to where there just wasn't a lot of communication between the powers that be in that athletic department and, well, between the athletic department and the administrative side of things.
David Blackburn, we all remember this. He was the guy in Knoxville saying, do not hire Derek Dooley. He arrived at UTC after that and made one top-notch hire after another. How do you replace that, Gene?
Well, I think the thing is you don't really have to, you hope that you don't have to make that decision for a number of years. Jim Foster's has been around for 4 years. He's obviously admitted that he probably wants to retire here. You just hired football and men's basketball coaches, so you just hope that those things pan out. And I think right now the biggest thing for the next athletic director is maybe fundraising and trying to do things for that athletic building that still has yet to be built. And you've seen a lot of different things going on as far as artist renderings, and I think there's a lot of people who would really like there to actually be some serious progress. And so I think the biggest thing for the next guy is to just be able to fundraise and do things that maybe they can actually make some progress on the athletic department.
15 seconds left. I know it's a hard one, but Russ Huesman bolting for Richmond, the Chattanooga Mocs basketball team ending the way it did, and if you had to pick one of those, are either of those maybe one of the reasons Blackburn is out today and the disagreements with Chancellor Engel?
If you had to pick one, I would choose probably more the men's basketball, because there's some people who feel like maybe he could have done something to step in and kind of stop what was going on, or at least maybe just kind of interject in what was perceived to be a lot of tension on that team. So if I had to pick one, I would say probably the men's basketball team more so, but I don't think either one had much to do with it. All
right, Gene, and we have to keep in mind during that time as well, of course, the University of Tennessee was looking for an athletic director, and we know that David Blackburn really publicly wanted that job. Gene, we look forward to reading all of your stuff online and in tomorrow's paper. Thanks so much for your help tonight, Gene.